Hi, my name is Rachel Wambogo. I've been a basil farmer for the last 3 years. Let me share my story with you. Smells so good. You need to try this. How I got into basil farming, I started with other crops and the common crops like sukuma wiki, spinach, such. Then I found the returns were not good. And then I met with a friend who told me she's doing some herbs farming in Murang'a. And I decided to go and visit and see what she was doing. And that is where, for the first time, I saw a plant that was called basil. She had grown it in two greenhouses and it was doing so well. And then she explained to me about her returns and the like, and I really got interested in growing basil. And I asked her how to go about it, and she was kind enough. She connected me with her agronomist. He came and explained to me what it entails and the like, and I gave up a bit. I decided to shelve the idea for some time. But then after some time, I was able to come up with a greenhouse. Just not as big as hers, but reasonable. Then I decided, I was hearing tomatoes with everyone. So after the greenhouse was ready, I went into tomato farming. Wanted to do one crop, and then I gave up again. I didn't like the tomato. So I remembered the basil that I had seen in Murang'a and about the returns. And that is the time I called the agronomist again, and we started the journey. The basil plant is easy to grow. It's not hard. Although initially you need an agronomist who is to work with you. Because the first things, you must know your soil, you must know your water, so you must take it for testing so that you know exactly whether your soil is suitable for basil and your water. By then, I was not able to do the nursery part of the basil, so I had to go and buy seedlings from a company in Naivasha called Plantec. That is where I got my first seedlings. The seeds, I was told, they stay in nursery for only 21 days. And then after transplanting, 1 month, 30 days to 35 days, and the plant is ready for the first harvesting. So I found it to be a very suitable crop because you need only about 2 months and then you're in the market. And then after first harvest, you wait for between 10 to 14 days and then you are able to harvest again. That means your returns come regularly and you are able to make something out of it. For instance, in this greenhouse, which is about 380 square meters, we are able to harvest between 100 and 120 kilograms every 10 to 14 days. And our product we sell through brokers, where we sell about 300 to 350 shillings per kg. But in future, we are trying to see whether we can get a direct market to Europe and also to Middle East, where the crop can fetch better than 350. Basically, the management for basil is a bit technical because you need somebody who is very keen. Basil is a plant that is really liked by so many insects. So whoever is taking care the manager must be very keen about insect attacks when they appear. And also, it's also attacked by downy mildew. And whoever is taking care of it must make sure that he or she knows the signs, the first signs. But in this farm, instead of waiting for any signs or symptoms of any attack, we normally do the preventive measures. And in most cases, we have a list of the chemicals that are accepted by the European Union market, and that is what we follow. And we make sure our crop remains as good as it is right now. Based on the experience that I have received after taking care of this greenhouse and seeing the returns, we decided that we can expand the base of farming to somewhere else where we could get a bigger piece of land, and that way we were able to extend our farming to Murang'a, where we have one more greenhouse bigger than this one. Despite thriving, it is not all a smooth ride. We have encountered some challenges, like when we leased the first farm in Murang'a, we didn't care so much about where water will come from. That is, we never did the due diligence as far as water is concerned. So after some time, we found that we didn't have any water, or the water we could get was so little to water the greenhouse during the dry season. And bearing in mind it's an indoor crop, it has to be inside the greenhouse. There is no time you use rainwater unless you harvest it. So you must know exactly where you get water and enough water. So after we could not get water in that farm, we decided to move when we went and leased another farm where at least there is a river next to the farm, and we are able to get water from that river. Another challenge we have had around this time is the challenge of the COVID-19, where many hotels, even out there where we sell our produce, are closed. So we are not able to sell, and we have ended up with our basil overgrowing a bit, but it is still good. When the market is there, we can continue selling. As you can see, this basil is overgrown. We like keeping it to 1 to 1.5 foot, but this one has overgrown due to the problem that we have around this time of coronavirus, and the export has gone down. But when the market is back, we'll be able to take care of it and we'll be able to sell. For any other farmer out there who is interested with basil, it is a good crop, I would say it, because the returns come quickly and the returns are not bad, they're good. And what I would tell that farmer out there, take an agronomist who has an experience with basil to work with you at least the first crop, and then from there you can pick and move on. But remember, have the passion for farming. You know what? I've been very generous to share my story with you. I'm also curious to learn from you. Share your story.
In our next week's story, we feature a seed propagator who is confident that with proper planning, farmers should make money all year round. Look out for that story, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button below for new uploads every week and previously featured stories.